Shruti.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Jayana.
And I'm Elise.
We're from Withington Girls' School and we created
Money Minded.
Money Minded is a fun, educational board game which can be used at home or in the classroom.
Money Minded is a game for people aged 14 to 19 who have an interest in the financial world of business.
Money Minded would appeal to its target market primarily because it requires its players to exercise their knowledge and understanding of business studies in a fun and engaging manner of interactive learning.
The game itself does require some minor background knowledge. However, when playing the game, the aim is to learn and to develop knowledge.
Our game is useful as finance and the economy are predominant concerns in daily life, and we believe that having a knowledge of financial matters is essential for young people, as it could help them learn how to handle money and possibly reduce debt in the future.
The aim of the game is to be the first to complete the course around the board and reach the end. Each player will roll the dice to determine how many spaces that player will move. They will then move the number of spaces shown on the dice. The colour of the space they land on will determine which question they will be asked. A blue space means a blue question will be asked, and a red space means a red question will be asked. A white space means no questions will be asked. The player has 60 seconds to answer the question shown on the egg timer.
Name a benefit to a customer of using credit cards. There's more fraud protection on a credit card than a debit card. Correct.
If the player answers a blue question correctly, they can move 3 spaces forward, and if they answer a red question correctly, they can move 2 spaces forward.
The players then continue in this fashion. What is the name of the amount of money that students attending university can receive from the government?
A grant.
If the player gets the question wrong, they may not move. If the player lands on a white space, they do not move, nor do they get a question. The person to land on the black spot first receives the killer question. The killer question consists of 3 red questions, which must all be answered correctly for them to be named the winner and money-minded.
To get the price of our board game, we put all our variable costs and fixed costs into a spreadsheet on the computer. Variable costs covered things such as the dice, the brain counters, the egg timer, the board, prediction and one-time startup costs.
Fixed costs covered prices for promotional items.
We then took these values and created our net profit. Looking at our net profit, we were then able to come up with the price of the board game. We found that it would cost us £7 to produce 1 pack, and therefore we priced our board game at £14.
We thought £14 would be a reasonable price to sell our board game for private use and to buy multiple copies for schools.
We drew up a business plan to try to outline the thought processes behind how we reached the product and to try to show how we fulfilled the criteria of the product and how we fulfilled our business opportunity. We also tried to outline the good points and the selling points of the product, such as the unique layout and the brain idea behind the board game.
We focused on our target market segment, which is 14 to 19-year-olds who study business studies, and on promotional activities such as travelling to schools to show the school what our board really has to offer.
We also explored into the investment opportunities that we could take into the product, such as producing leaflets which we could distribute to schools which study business studies and economics to try to widen our the people that we could sell our product to try and sell as many as we could and make as much profit as we could essentially.
And we think our business plan ropes all the ideas into one.
I do think the most interesting thing about making this game is the process that we got to see, how it's evolved from what our original idea was to the product that we now have today. For example, the game was originally going to be called The Financial Brain, however we then decided to call it Money Minded because with the alliteration I think it sounds better and more people are going to want to buy it.
Yeah, I agree. It was really nice to see the transition between what we started with when we brainstormed and now what we finished with a complete game and a complete idea. To start with, for example, we wanted to have different sections of the brain, and the mind and the listening section, but it was going to get really expensive having the MP3 questions. And so we just narrowed it down, and we've come up with a really simplistic but effective idea, and it was just really lovely to see that change.
Yeah, we think it's been a big achievement.
Yeah.
One of the most enjoyable parts of making this board game has been working as a team. Even when we worked separately on individual tasks, everybody contributed, and it's really strengthened us as friendship and as a team.
I think even the allocating of the roles, and when we did decide on who was going to do what, that was quite a team building challenge in itself. We allocated the roles based on the skills that we each thought we had. For example, Gabby came up with the cost sheet, and she did a lot of the filming as well for it. I drew the brain on the board game. Alex did the business plan for it. So we each had roles based on what we thought our strengths were, so that we could work to our strengths and make the most of what we could bring to the team.
We were really each putting something in, and we weren't just single people alone together. We were all working together, and I think it really paid off in the end.
Working in Money Minded hasn't only developed our teamwork skills, it's also developed our knowledge on finance. As economics students, we do more about microeconomics and macroeconomics as opposed to learning about credit cards and debts and interest rates and things like that, which obviously is what we need in the real world. And when we're going to university and stuff, we'll have a better knowledge and idea, and that's kind of what we want to spread to other schools and other pupils. We want them to have the same knowledge that we have to help them through life.
And it helped us gain an experience of, producing and thinking of and being creative and trying to produce a good that will be helpful throughout the schools and help people learn about economics.
We really have had so much fun designing this game, and we've learned such valuable lessons and experiences, and we really can't wait for the final, and we just hope we do well.
We wish all the other teams good luck, and we hope you have an enjoyable day on Monday.
And remember, it's good to be
money-minded.